Lost in the Wilderness, October 1976. Marg and I taught in New Zealand and Australia from 1972 to 75. We saved enough money to buy 2 one-year around-the-world airplane tickets. Only 6 weeks into our backpacking trip, we got a telegram saying, "Please come home. Marg's dad has cancer." We flew back to Calgary. Marg's dad died a few short weeks later. I taught grades 1 to 8 in a one-room Hutterite school from November until June. Marg joined me in January and taught in nearby Milo, Alberta. Then I took a contract job roofing with Cedar Shakes. Marg joined me in the mornings when cool, and I worked through the hot afternoons during July through September. We saved enough for another backpacking trip to Queensland, Australia. We traveled overland from England until we got to Turkey. Arriving in a large city in Turkey in the middle of the night, a taxi driver asked if we needed a place to spend the night. This was an old city with very curvy streets. When we arrived at his hotel, the owner kicked someone else out of bed and gave us his room. The bed was still warm. No clean sheets. After breakfast, I had to go to town center to book our bus tickets for the next part of our journey. Almost always, when finding transportation or accommodation, Marg stayed with the backpacks and I went ahead to find and make arrangements. The hotel owner could speak a little English and told me where to walk to get to the bus station. I set out along the winding streets and found the bus station and purchased our tickets. On the way back, I got lost. All the street signs were in Turkish. I was very lost. I did not know the name of our little hotel, so no point in asking anyone for direction. All I could do was use my logic. I would walk towards the general direction of the hotel, turning at various corners. If I didn't recognize some of the shops along the way, I would backtrack until I found familiar buildings and set out again. Same thing, repeated many times, until eventually I found our hotel a couple of hours later. Let me tell you, I've never been lost in a forest as I was that day. Fortunately, I remained calm and used my farmer bush skills to get back safely. If I have any advice to give, if you should ever get lost, don't panic. Collect your thoughts, take your time, and you'll eventually find your way home.